Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are doing something a bit different. We're swapping the usual reports for, well, something way more appealing.
It sounds better than spreadsheets.
Right. We're diving deep into planning a really memorable 5-day trip to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and maybe a little bit beyond. We've got some great first-hand itineraries here.
Yeah, and our mission for you today is pretty simple, really. We want to cut through all the noise. You hear a lot about Puerto Rico, how easy it is for U.S. travelers.
Which it is, mostly.
Exactly, mostly. But it's also, culturally deep, geographically diverse. So we need to distill the key info, especially where advice seems to conflict, so you can get that perfect trip, whether it's beaches or adventure, without getting bogged down in confusing logistics.
Okay, let's unpack that. Where do we start? I guess with the basics, the stuff that makes traveling there different, particularly for U.S. citizens.
Right. First off, the big one. It's a U.S. territory. So you can leave your passport at home. That's a huge plus.
And the money.
No worries there either. It's all U.S. dollars. So no currency conversion headaches.
Okay, so arriving is smooth. No customs, no immigration lines when you land at SJU Airport in San Juan. Simple. But leaving, there's a catch, right?
Yes, there is. And this is a key heads up. When you fly back to the mainland, your checked bags have to be scanned by the USDA.
USDA, like the Department of Agriculture.
Exactly. It's the same process if you're flying back from Hawaii. It's basically to prevent bringing back any agricultural pests or, invasive species.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Protecting the ecosystem. It's a small thing, but good to know so you're not surprised at the airport on your way home.
Definitely. Now, language-wise.
English is pretty common in tourist areas.
Oh, yeah, widely spoken in San Juan, Condado, places like that. But if you're thinking of venturing out maybe to smaller towns or up into the mountains.
Knowing a little Spanish would be helpful. And respectful.
Very helpful and definitely respectful. Even just the basic phrases go a long way.
Okay, what about timing the trip? When's the best time to go?
Well, the best weather is typically during the high season, which runs, let's say, December through April. Sunny, less rain.
But
yeah, bigger crowds and higher prices. Standard trade-off.
And the low season, July to November. That's cheaper, but...
That's hurricane season. And we really can't just gloss over that.
No, definitely not. Our sources mentioned something pretty stark, actually. Even years after Hurricane Maria, they were still seeing blue tarps on roofs.
Yeah, that really puts the island's resilience and the ongoing recovery into perspective. It's important context to have, not just for planning, but for understanding the place you're visiting.
Absolutely. Quick practical note, time zones.
Right. Puerto Rico is generally on Atlantic Standard Time, so it lines up with Eastern Standard Time for part of the year. But here's the thing. They don't do daylight saving time.
Ah, so when the East Coast springs forward.
Puerto Rico is suddenly an hour ahead. It's a small detail, but, crucial if you've booked an early morning tour or flight. Don't want to miss that.
Okay, this feels like a good point to tackle what seems like the biggest planning headache, or at least the biggest decision point, transportation.
Oh, yeah. This is critical. Our sources basically laid out two totally different approaches. Yeah. And picking the wrong one for your plans, it could seriously limit what you can do.
All right, path number one.
Path one is stick to San Juan. If your whole trip is just exploring old San Juan, Condado, maybe Santurce, then you can probably rely just on walking and ride shares.
Uber is good there.
Yeah, Uber is widely available in the metro area and pretty inexpensive, too. These neighborhoods are very walkable.
But there's a catch with Uber, isn't there? Something about the airport.
Yes, huge one. Uber cannot pick you up from the airport, SJU. You have to take a taxi when you arrive.
Seriously? Okay, that's a vital piece of info. Do you know how much a taxi costs, roughly?
One source mentioned about $24 for a minivan taxi for 4 people, which isn't too bad. But you have to factor that in. You can get Uber to the airport when leaving, just not from it.
Okay, so that's path one. San Juan only, mostly Uber and walking, taxi from the airport. What's path two?
Path two is for exploring beyond San Juan. If you want to go to El Yunque rainforest, or visit Luisa for the cultural heritage, or drive out to Fajardo to catch the ferry to Culebra.
And you need a car.
Absolutely. You really must rent a car. That freedom is essential for seeing more of the island.
But the trade-off, driving in Old San Juan.
Yeah, it's tough. The streets are narrow, cobblestone can get slick. And parking, it's notoriously difficult and can be expensive. So you gain island access, but navigating the old city becomes a challenge.
And one more tech thing, cell service. Don't just assume your U.S. plan will work perfectly.
Definitely don't assume. Multiple sources mention spotty service, dropped calls, data issues, even with major
Which
carriers.
is a problem if you're relying on Uber or Google Maps.
Exactly. So double check your plan's coverage before you go. Maybe even consider getting an eSIM or a local SIM card if you know you'll need reliable data outside of Wi-Fi zones. It's non-negotiable for navigation.
Okay, logistics handled. Let's get into the fun stuff, the
Ah,
places.
the-
Starting with the heart of it all, Old San Juan. Viejo San Juan.
Right. And visually, it's just stunning. You've got that vibrant, colorful Spanish colonial architecture everywhere. People compare it to the French Quarter in New Orleans.
But maybe even more intense, with those massive forts.
Yeah, exactly. And the streets, those famous blue cobblestones, adequins, they look amazing in photos.
But driving on them, or even walking when wet.
A bit treacherous,
Ah,
beautiful, but slick and definitely bumpy.
and the history is just palpable there, those forts.
El Morro, Castillo, San Felipe del Morro, and Castillo San Cristobal. They basically anchor the old city, and they are huge, some of the largest Spanish fortifications built in the Americas.
Wow, designed to guard the harbor, right? The key to the Spanish Caribbean.
Pretty much. And here's a pro tip. One entrance ticket gets you into both. It was about $10 for adults when our sources went. Totally worth it.
Now, sources mentioned something about recent protests, seeing barricades.
Yeah, there were some areas near the governor's mansion that were sometimes blocked off or had a noticeable police presence due to protests that had recently happened. It meant maybe taking slightly longer routes sometimes. Just a reminder that history is still being made there.
And the cats.
Oh, the cats, yes.
Ugh.
Everywhere in Old San Juan. It's kind of a thing. You'll definitely notice them. They sort of run the place.
Okay, moving from the historic center to the more modern vibes. Condado and centers.
Right. Condado is definitely the chic, upscale zone. Lots of hotels right on the beach, boutiques, restaurants.
Yeah.
Think Condado Ocean Club, La Concha, Tropical Beach Hotel. It has a bit of a Miami South Beach feel.
And Condado Beach itself. Good for swimming?
Well, it's beautiful for sunbathing, definitely. Looks idyllic,
Mm-hmm.
but the currents there can be really strong.
Yeah. So maybe not ideal for a casual swim.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You'll see signs warning about it. People
Yeah.
are mostly lounging on the sand or just dipping their toes in. It's kind of an odd contrast, luxury beach, but tricky waters.
Okay. And then centers. That's more artsy.
Totally. Santurce is like the vibrant, creative engine of San Juan,
Yeah.
especially known for its incredible street art. You absolutely have to walk around areas like Calle Serra just to see the murals and installations. It's amazing.
Santurce is also home to La Placita, right? Tell me about that.
Ah, La Placita de Santurce. It's fantastic. It has this amazing double life. By day, it's a working marketplace, La Plaza del Mercado. Fresh produce, local goods, pretty standard.
But at night.
At night, especially Thursday through Sunday, Friday being the peak night, apparently it completely transforms. The whole area just explodes into this massive outdoor party.
Like restaurants and bars spilling into the streets.
Exactly. Music everywhere, people dancing right in the streets surrounding the market building. You'll find all kinds of vibes. Some places playing only traditional Spanish music, others blasting hip-hop and reggaeton. Spots like Maui or Aguardiente were mentioned.
It's like the place to be for nightlife.
If you want to experience that high-energy San Juan nightlife, yes, La Placita is essential. You just dive into the crowd.
Okay, from nightlife to refreshments. Let's talk food and drink, starting with the national drink.
The piña colada, yes. There's a bit of a debate about who really invented it. Multiple places claim it.
But Baratina in Old San Juan is often cited.
Yeah, Barranquilla gets a lot of the credit, claiming they invented it back in 1963. And here's the kicker. Our sources basically said the piña colada at Barranquilla was the absolute best one they tasted on the entire trip.
Wow. So worth going just for the drink.
Apparently so.
Oh.
It's the national drink of Puerto Rico after all. Got to try it at the source, or at least the claimed source.
Okay. And the iconic food dish, mofongo.
Mofongo, yes. You have to try it. If you haven't had it, it's basically mashed fried plantains, sometimes green, sometimes ripe, sometimes mixed with yucca or potatoes, often formed into a kind of mound,
And served with.
usually with some kind of broth or sauce, and often stuffed or topped with meat like chicken, pork, or seafood. It's hearty, classic Puerto Rican comfort food.
Any specific recommendations from the sources?
Yeah, a couple stood out. Bebo's Cafe was mentioned as a big local favorite, more casual. And for something perhaps a bit more aimed at visitors, but still authentic, Puerto Criollo in Old San Juan got praise, especially for their mofongo with a creamy garlic sauce and chicken. Sounds amazing.
It really does. Now, for something completely different. The Lechon Highway, what's that about?
Ah, okay. This is a real cultural experience. It's not just about the food, it's the pilgrimage. You have to drive out of San Juan up into the mountains near Guavate along Route 184.
And that's where you find.
Lechones. Roadside restaurants specializing in lechon whole pig, slow roasted over a spit for hours until the skin is incredibly crispy and salty.
Oh, wow. That sounds intense.
It is. It's a weekend tradition for many locals. El Rancho Original was the specific spot highlighted as being really, really good. You get the lechon plus all the sides, rice and beans, plantains. It's a feast.
Okay, adding that to the must-do if you have a car list. What about unique, maybe even slightly crazy dining experiences?
Huh. Yes, there were a couple that definitely stood out. First, fly dining.
Fly dining, as in dining while flying.
Sort of. It's brunch. Serve while you're suspended 100 feet in the air from a crane.
Well, okay, that's memorable. Definitely a do-it-scared kind of thing if you're not great with heights.
Exactly what one source called it. Then, on the more gourmet end, there's marmalade in Old San Juan.
That sounds more conventional.
It is, and it's a high-end, five-star kind of place. But they had some really clever, playful touches, like the global warming cocktail.
Okay, I have to ask, what's a global warming cocktail?
It was described as a margarita, but served with this ice sphere infused with chile. As the sphere slowly melts,
The drink gets hotter.
sphere gradually increases in heat. Super clever concept.
That is clever. And wait, did the menu also poke fun at political figures?
Yeah, apparently the menu had some witty comments, maybe gently mocking the current U.S. president at the time. Just shows a bit of local personality and political commentary leading into the fine dining scene.
Love that. And one more quirky spot. Chocolate everything?
Ah, Chocobar Cortez, yes.
Yeah.
A specialty place where chocolate is incorporated into literally every dish, savory dishes included.
Even avocado toast.
Even avocado toast got the chocolate treatment, apparently. You'd have to be a real chocoholic, I think.
Okay. So, amazing food adventures to be had. But there was a recurring note about service.
Yes, this is important to manage expectations. While the food quality was often praised, several popular spots, Chocobar Cortez, another place called Races, waiters were repeatedly mentioned as having notably slow service.
Like island time slow or
Wow.
frustratingly slow.
Sounded like it tipped into frustrating territory sometimes. And then there was that one really extreme example.
Right, at Cayo Caribe, where the server allegedly forced a tip.
Yeah, the source said the server insisted on a minimum 15% tip because they were busy. That's
That-
pretty aggressive.
Definitely a red flag. So the takeaway is expect potentially amazing food, but maybe pack some patience for the service and be aware of potentially assertive tipping situations in tourist zones.
Exactly. Good food, maybe slow service, watch your bill. Got it.
All right, let's shift gears. We've talked about San Juan, the food. What about getting out of the city, those excursions that make renting the car worthwhile?
Yes. Okay, first up, world-class beaches. And the star is Flamenco Beach on Culebra Island.
Culebra, that's one of the smaller islands off the East Coast.
Right. And Flamenco Beach consistently ranks as one of the best beaches in the world. We're talking bright turquoise water, super fine white sand. Just gorgeous.
Sounds incredible. How do you get there? Is it easy?
It requires planning. The cheap way is the ferry from Ciba, which is about an hour's drive east of San Juan. The ferry ride itself is only like $2 each way.
Wow, that is cheap. What's the catch?
You have to book those ferry tickets way in advance, like weeks or even months ahead, especially during peak season. They sell out fast.
And if you don't book ahead,
Your other option is usually a catamaran tour, which often includes snorkeling and lunch, but it's obviously much more expensive. So plan ahead for the ferry if you want that budget Culebra trip.
good tip. Any great beaches closer to San Juan?
Yeah, Isla Verde was mentioned as a favorite by one source. I actually preferred over Flamenco by them. It's right near the airport, lined with luxury resorts. Lots of activity vendors right there. Jet skis, parasailing.
Convenient. Any downsides?
The main one noted was a lack of public facilities. If you're not staying at one of the beachfront hotels, finding a public restroom or shower can be tricky. Something to keep in mind for a day trip there.
Okay. Beaches covered. What about nature? El Yunque.
Yeah, Yunque National Forest. Absolutely essential if you love nature. It's the only tropical rainforest in the entire U.S. National Forest system.
Wow. So lush waterfalls.
Totally. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it demands respect. Safety is key there.
What kind of safety tips?
Definitely wear proper hiking shoes, not flip-flops. The trails get incredibly slippery, especially when it rains, which it does often.
Okay, good shoes. What else?
Bring bug spray and sunscreen. Go early, like really early, to get parking because the lots fill up fast. And the most important one, flash floods are a serious risk.
Right. So if it's been raining,
Do not enter any rivers or swimming holes. The water levels can rise dangerously fast. Heed the warnings.
Got it. Respect the rainforest. Okay, shifting from natural heritage to cultural heritage. Luisa.
Yes, the town of Luisa, just east of San Juan. It's known as a center of Afro-Puerto Rican culture. Taking a heritage tour there was highly recommended for getting beyond the standard tourist trail.
What did the tour involve?
Visiting the home and workshop of Samuel Lind, who's a very respected local artist, learning about traditional head wrapping. And the highlights seemed to be a Ritter high-energy Bomba y Plena workshop.
Bomba and plena. Those are traditional music and dance styles.
Exactly. Bomba is fascinating. It's often described as a dialogue between the dancer and the lead drummer. The dancer's movements dictate the rhythm the drummer plays. It's very improvisational.
Oh, cool. And plena.
Plena is sometimes called the sung newspaper because its lyrics often comment on social events or tell stories. Both are really core parts of Puerto Rican musical heritage, especially strong in Luisa.
Can you actually take lessons?
Yeah, the tour included a workshop. And apparently you can find Bomba classes elsewhere too, like sometimes offered on the beach in areas like Ocean Park and San Juan.
Very cool. Okay, one last major Puerto Rican export to cover. Rum.
Ah, yes, rum. And specifically Casa Bacardi. It's located in Cataño, which is just across the bay from Old San Juan.
The world's largest rum distillery, right?
That's the claim. They offer tours, tasting experiences, and apparently very popular mixology classes where you learn to make classic rum cocktails.
Sounds like fun. How do you get there from Old San Juan? Taxi. Uber.
You could, but here's another great budget travel tip. The Cataño Ferry.
A ferry.
Yep. It runs from Pier 2 in Old San Juan directly across the bay to Cataño, and it costs, hey, wait for it, 50 cents each way.
50 cents, seriously. That's amazing.
Right, so you get a cheap boat ride with great views of the forts, and it drops you off close enough to get to Bacardi easily. It links back to that idea of affordable transport options within the metro area.
That ferry. Plus the public buses in San Juan, those are only $75, right? But you need a special card.
Exactly. So, while a card is key for island travel, you can navigate the San Juan core pretty cheaply if you know about the ferry and the bus system.
Okay, this has been incredibly detailed. Let's try to wrap it up. What's the big takeaway for someone planning this 5-day trip?
I think the core message is Puerto Rico genuinely offers this amazing choose-your-own-adventure. You've got deep history, vibrant modern culture, incredible food, stunning nature, world-class beaches. It's all there.
But the key decision point is?
Transportation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the hinge pin for your whole itinerary. You have to decide up front. Are you staying within the San Juan metro area and relying on Ubers and walking, or are you renting that car to unlock the rest of the island, accepting the old San Juan driving hassle? That choice dictates everything else.
And practically speaking, budget. We mentioned some costs.
Yeah, definitely factor that in. Sources suggested planning for at least $150 per person per day. And that's kind of a minimum, covering food, maybe one excursion or activity, and those Uber rides if you go that route. If you're doing multiple tours or high-end dining, it'll obviously be more.
Right. Good baseline. Okay, final thought. Something provocative to leave our listeners with.
Well, we talked about how logistically simple it is for U.S. citizens, no passport, same currency, etc. But I think it's really important to remember the underlying political reality.
You mean the territory status?
Exactly. Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, but they live in a territory, not a state. That means they lack voting representation in the U.S. Congress, and crucially, they cannot vote in U.S. presidential elections unless they move to one of the 50 states.
It's a complex situation.
It's deeply complex. And that political status shapes so much: the island's economy, its relationship with the mainland, its unique cultural identity, its incredible resilience in the face of challenges like hurricanes. It's just something to keep in mind to understand the deeper context of this beautiful place you're visiting. It adds another layer to the experience.